Trump, Larry Fink, and Jamie Dimon all told you that Bitcoin is a fraud, that it's used for money laundering, nefarious activities. They kept this narrative going from 2017 all the way to 2023. Boom! In 2023, everything flipped. I've been trying to tell you since 2020 that banks would custody your crypto by 2025, that cryptocurrency would be part of the normal financial system, that Coinbase would become a bank, that Ripple would become a bank, that Crack would become a bank, and that is all happening exactly in 2025. Trump left presidency saying it's used for nefarious activities and came back and ran as the crypto capital of the world and the Bitcoin president. He admitted in 2023 or 3 years ago he started getting into cryptocurrency. So what changed? Jamie Dimon told you it's used for money laundering, but allows his clients to buy and sell cryptocurrency and created his own blockchain technology, JPM coin, Onyx, which became Lynx. Larry Fink told you the same thing, used for nefarious activity, said about the exact same thing Trump said. And he's been a trusted advisor of Trump in the past, but he flipped in 2023 and now is the largest holder, number 2 holder in Bitcoin outside of Satoshi through his BlackRock IBIT ETF, which allows people to get access to Bitcoin through an ETF. So I'm going to tell you once again what is going to happen, and I'm going to share with you this is the greatest missed opportunity. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that Coinbase just linked up with PNC Bank. They announced a strategic partnership to expand digital assets and modernize banking access. But here's the thing. I just spoke with somebody yesterday. They went and spoke to their financial advisor and said they want to start allocating some of their portfolio into crypto. Their financial advisor looked them in the eyes and said cryptocurrency is a fraud. It's used for money laundering. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. America now has clear rules of the road. The Genius Act, the Clarity Act, the Anti-CBDC Act. America has clear rules of the road for cryptocurrency. We have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And as you got played and your financial advisor just parroted information that he heard on CNBC without doing research and studying deeper, and as you've been distracted with the Epstein files, now Obama, they're switching your whole system this way. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Bitcoin is going to be the new gold. XRP is going to rewire the financial system. Things like Solana, Ethereum, HBAR, QNT, ADA are going to change the infrastructure of the financial system. And here's why they told you this. Because they didn't want everybody getting involved. Still, only 5% of the population has exposure to crypto. But BlackRock owns 3% of the supply of it now? I thought this was decentralization. I thought this was anti-government. The Bitcoin conference 2025 when I went, tons of politicians. But a year earlier, it was anti-government? Guys, they get us drunk in the Coliseum every single time the Trojan horse comes in. First they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Draper. When they resist it, sue it, and regulate it, that's when you can get really wealthy. Now you're heading into regulation and joining phase. You still have a nice little runway ahead of you, but you're going to try to get rich quick. The next 4 years will be critical. It's going to go heavy up on the back end. It's going to go parabolic on the back end of this year. It's going to wave up into first quarter 2026, and it's still going to, these influencers are telling you there's not going to be a bear market. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know anything about markets. There's always a bull market. There's always a bear market. Markets are just emotion. There has to be a bear market. It may not be an 80% pullback like it was in 2022, but you better expect if you're getting into crypto and you're buying as it goes up higher, you should expect it to pull back and you're going to have a very, very negative portfolio. But that's where the winning is done. When ours collapsed 80%, I started buying more and more and more. And as everybody ran from crypto, I accumulated when there was blood in the streets, as Warren Buffett says. And then when Trump got elected, boom, my portfolio shot up in XRP 600%. Now it's up 880% and my Bitcoin's up 200%. So as you lost 19% purchasing power on your dollar, I gained 880% on my XRP, a deflationary asset, and 200% on my Bitcoin. So call it a fraud, call it money laundering, call it a Ponzi scheme. But the US dollar can be printed out of thin air. Your income is my debt. My debt is your income. Americans get loans and leverage to make themselves poor and make the wealthy wealthier. Wealthy people use debt to become wealthier. If you don't flip your brain onto the asset side, you're going to be on the liability side. There's no middle ground anymore. There's no real income in the monetary system. It's all debt. So if you don't learn this stuff, over the next 4 years, you're going to be on the wrong side of the equation because the 1% always remain the 1%. You give $1 million to every person in society. Doesn't matter how much money comes in and how wealthy Americans become the next 4 years. They haven't rewired the education system. So as Jim Rohn says, you give $1 million to every person in society, it ends up in the same 1%'s hands. Because if you don't rewire this foundation and understand that money is just debt, and how do you win the monopoly game? Sure as hell isn't the person holding the cash. It's the bank giving out the loans and the person who owns the real estate. Bitcoin is the new real estate. XRP is the new infrastructure in real estate. So stack that real estate. I'm stacking XRP and Bitcoin. I use cash value life insurance. And educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. Stop saying when somebody asks you, why do you believe that? Well, somebody told me. I want to know why you believe that. And you should never ask what to invest in. You should ask why you're investing. I know why XRP is number one for my portfolio. And I know why Bitcoin's number two. And I know why Solana's number three. And I will stick with that. And I know why I use a shitload of cash value life insurance. Because I use it. I use Bitcoin at low leverage to buy cash flow. We're getting wealthy off of it. This is not a game, head of household. Men, your job is to protect your family and build a foundation for legacy. And this is your opportunity. And women who are head of household, it's time to lock in. This is your opportunity. The next 4 years will be absolutely critical. And I don't want to see what's happening right now to me. 2021, I talked about this in nauseam, thousands and thousands of videos. And now my text messages and messages are blowing up from the same people who mocked me, who made fun of me, and who said I'm out in 2020 and after 2022. And now they want back in. Nobody's coming to save you. We got this. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Love you guys. God bless you.